He turned the collar of his coat up, recoiling against the harsh wind of a December night. He felt as though it was biting at his neck and shuddered in the cold. The night was calm as he walked down the station steps, the grisly details of the murder still running through his head, even now, at 3 a.m. As he walked, pondering the case, he stared at his breath, visible in the cold, dancing mesmerizingly around his head in the orange light of the sodium bulbs. He thought about the oddness that's involved in death. The snap of your fingers and you could be gone. Lights out. He had seen a lot of grisly murders, and one struggles to come to terms with what both parties must have been thinking in those few, heated moments. He shook the thought from his head. He took his usual route, crossing through the public park. In the early hours of dawn, the paths were beginning to become slippy, a sure sign of the icy morning that lay ahead. He had crossed the park with no issues. After all, any potential mugger would know better than to attack one of the city's best detectives, especially one so well-built and fearless. Even those that didn't recognise the detective were put off by his confidence when patrolling the streets this late. He exited the park and walked past the creepy, derelict manor that had lay abandoned since he was a boy. In the years prior, the fancy house had owned the land the public park was built on, but that was then and this is now. Now, the building lay in disrepair, the doors and windows boarded up with old wood and the roof collapsing into the distressed, painted facade. The grounds were overrun with long, gangly weeds that sprouted hectically from cracks in the battered concrete drive. At the far end was a thick bush of dark green leaves that, in the early dawn darkness, looked blacker than the night. He was unsure what the bush was, but he was sure that he didn't like it. As he walked across the old drive of the manor, the growl caught his attention. It was ungodly. It sounded as if it had emanated from the seventh circle of hell, from the twisted and corrupted vocal cords of some foul demon. Against his better judgment, he stopped and peered at the odd, dark shrub, looking cautiously. The wind howled, sounding nothing like the sinister growl he had just heard, yet he rationalised that, in his tiredness, he had misheard. He began walking off when it came again, harsh, even harsher than the winter's night. It sounded evil, as if it somehow wanted to hurt him. He looked back over again. His civil duties demanded him to look. What if someone was in danger? Or if a bear or tiger was loose from the local zoo? He pulled out his flashlight, pointed it at the bush, and asked whom was there. No response. He called out again, this time more authoritatively, though his voice cracked as he spoke. There was something in the air, something electric, something insidious, and he couldn't place his finger on it, though it made him want to run back to his house and never gaze at that cursed bush again. He didn't know why he felt this way, and instead of listening to his gut, he shook it off and headed towards the bush. He took slow, purposeful paces, partly from fear, partly not wanting to startle an escaped zoo creature. His legs brushed against the weeds, which seemed to be like gaunt, deathly arms clawing their way up from the depths of hell, trying to pull him in. He was close to the bush, the torchlight casting an array of spooky shadows against the canvas of the ruined house. But they were just shadows, he thought to himself, trying to stay calm as beads of nervous sweat rolled down his forehead. It was cold, icy cold, but there he was, sweating. He was within touching distance of the bush now. Nothing moved, nothing made a sound, yet he was still on edge as he drew closer and closer. He took the last few slow, strained paces, his concentration fixed on the bush. Everything was still. Then again came the growl, and he was never seen again. The police, the same force he had worked for, were clueless. He was the perfect man to solve a case like this, yet he was the one missing. Being so close to him, the force didn't believe it was suicide. He had just had a child with his wife and was always chipper and optimistic. Yet, who knows what goes on behind closed doors, and so they couldn't rule it out. Rumours were fierce that Dave Banks, his primary suspect in his latest case, was behind it, but although found guilty for the murder, due largely in part to the detective's evidence, nothing was ever found to support the idea he had anything to do with it. Others say he ran away with a mistress or was in debt, though the latter has been proven false. He and his wife had no debt. As for the mistress, well, the force knew he wasn't like that. All their leads turned up nothing, and still to this day, the only piece of evidence they found was a small piece of velvet belonging to his coat collar. It was found, caught up in a piece of weed on the driveway of the old manor. Hey guys, Brothers Jackson here. A little short story there today, a story that I wrote myself. I've got some quite long videos prepared coming up. A couple I need to record, a couple I need to edit the video, and a couple that are ready to upload. But like I've been saying, I've been trying to stockpile some videos, so I hope it's worked. I have just moved house at the minute. I'm literally just sat in an empty room of the house with a laptop plugged into the wall and my microphone set up on the mantelpiece. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. There always is. Yeah, so do watch out for the next video. It will come in time. I am just waiting to get onto a schedule. I know a lot of you do want to see me upload more, and I do want to. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoy making these videos. But sometimes I am strapped for time. Like I say, I do work full time, and I am in the process of moving house, and I do like to go and do things as well on my days off, but I'm getting there. So watch out for the next upload. I think the next one's going to be like 7 true Swedish urban legend stories, something along, the title will be something along those lines. I've got the stories anyway, I've even recorded it. I don't know what the title's going to be yet. So if you like this video, give it a like, don't forget to comment and subscribe for more. Peace out guys, thank you very much.